Welcome to Year Around the Peninsula. I'm Senior Airman Brandy Durr. U.S. and ROK forces team up for the Manchu Air Assault exercise. Senior Airman Nancy Kasberg tells us how they're able to benefit from each other.
Journey area traffic, Reaper 06 is outside of 2 Apaches, currently 17 Charlie for 80 Echo.
It's not uncommon for U.S. and ROK forces to practice air assaults. But for some, the experience goes beyond jumping out of an aircraft.
It's my first time actually getting to work with Koreans. See it a lot on TV, but nothing in person. Big difference from what I'm used to. It's better, it's a good experience. Roger, I copy. You're just south of the first base line.
I feel very helpful for them as a translator and as a colleague. We will be helpful for understanding the USFK and to understanding their battle drills and their feelings about these missions.
Corporal Park knows his role in the exercise, but how does he feel about being a KATUSA or Korean augmentee to the U.S. Army?
It feels really amazing. I'm a KATUSA and you are the American soldier is professional. The work with a professional soldier is kind of feel being a professional too.
No matter the scenario, these exercises give Koreans and Americans a chance to work together and appreciate each other.
Glad he's working with us.
Senior Airman Nancy Kasberg, South Korea.
Serving as a KATUSA is a way for Korean men to fulfill their required military service. KATUSA Corporal Manchu Air introduces a soldier who chose to serve.
KATUSA trainees start their day well before the sun comes up. They have just 3 weeks to meet U.S. Army physical fitness standard.
In the first week was really waking up in the morning, but by the second week, like right around 3:50, my eyes just wake up, get my shower done, get my PT uniform, and by 4:30, I'm pretty much already ready.
Unlike most Korean men, Private Lim didn't have to join the military.
Probably one of the best memories I'll always keep. I'm actually a US citizen and a Korean citizen too, so I'm really glad I'm actually having this opportunity to work for both countries at once. And in the future, I didn't want to go up to anyone and tell them that I gave up my Korean citizenship because I didn't want to go to military. I really wanted to be accepted as a Korean. So I could go up to anyone and say, I served in the military, you have no right to tell me where I actually belong to.
Lim believes he has an opportunity to serve 2 different countries with a common goal.
I think being a dual citizen right now is a really good privilege. And actually being in the KATUSA program is also a privilege because both governments have trust in you because you're their citizen. And being a citizen of both sides can mean that you could enhance the alliance between South Korea and America.
Today is graduation day and a new beginning for Private Lim.
It's like getting your first college acceptance letter or signing those papers for your first day of work. It's like a reward you're getting for everything you've put through. And I'm definitely most excited for opening up a new chapter in my life.
KATUSA Corporal Manchu Air, Camp Jackson, Korea.
Private Lim graduated on the 63rd anniversary of the KATUSA program. Volunteers dedicate their weekend giving back to the Yongsan community. Private First Class Jae-hyun Ju tells us what they're prepping for.
Mowing, pulling weeds, a lot of scrubbing, and a little elbow grease helped over 30 service members from USAG Yongsan get the new USO Center ready for its grand opening.
Volunteering with the USO, it makes me feel like I give something back, not just to the military members, but to the family and the community. We were very thankful for the opportunity the USO gave us, so ever since I've been here in Korea, I've been trying to volunteer with them as much as I can.
The volunteers pulled down and washed and dried the tiles before replacing them. It was a lot of work, but a lot of people showed up to help.
I was surprised at the turnout. A lot more people came out than I thought it would. That definitely going to help the process. We should be done here after lunch.
The USO Center is moving across from the Dragon Hill Lodge to help benefit the Yongsan community.
It was a smart decision for them to move it from Camp Kim to here because it's more accessible. A lot of people didn't, honestly, I didn't go to the USO when it was at Camp Kim, and I feel like now that it's down the street, I'll be more apt to come.
The new USO Center will have Wi-Fi, computers, Skype phones, and much more.
Anything that you would want in your living room, the USO Seoul is going to provide here to make you feel like you're home away from home.
KATUSA Private First Class Jae-hyun Ju, Yongsan, Korea.
The new USO Center is scheduled to open at the end of August. You don't always have to be a service member to volunteer. Army Sergeant Sam De Leon introduces us to a high school student that spent her summer as a Red Cross volunteer.
The Red Cross has a program that lets people volunteer here at the 121 hospital. One high school senior from Rhode Island is here for the summer visiting her parents and helping out the Yongsan community.
Radiology, this is Ms. Dackness. How may I help you? Well, I came home for the summer and I was really looking for something to do with my time because I didn't want to just sit at home. And so it ended up being an expedition around base. I wound up at the hospital the first or second week I was looking, and they have a Red Cross volunteer program for high school students for summer months. And so I applied for it and they were like, okay, yeah, you can come help us out at the hospital, and here I am.
Megan was born at 121 Hospital and feels honored she can help people where she was born. The EFMP and radiology offices keep her busy during the day, and teaching underprivileged children math and English occupy her evenings.
Anyone can go out and volunteer. I mean, not just here in Korea, but wherever you are. There's always someone who needs your help and somewhere you can make a difference, even if it's just a little thing. I wake up every morning and I come help people out at the hospital, and that feels good.
She's a very pleasant young lady. She's always smiling. She addresses people with a lot of respect. We're just really happy to have her. She brings a good breath of fresh air. We've got a great working team here, but she just adds to that. So we're very, very fortunate to have her here.
Everyone I spoke with had great things to say about Megan and how great she is to work with. Army Sergeant Sam De Leon, Yongsan, Korea.
Megan plans on going into the medical field and would like to attend Duke University. For many, a college degree is the road to success, but with high tuition rates, nearly half of today's college students don't finish their degree. Senior Airman Nancy Kasberg introduces us to a student who finds an educational alternative through the military.
Runway 27, wind 250 at 8, clear to land. I think this is one of the best jobs that an enlisted person can get. It's very rewarding, it's very challenging.
Senior Airman Jeffrey Principe is an air traffic controller at Osan Air Base.
Single F-16, midfield downwind.
But being a controller wasn't exactly his first choice.
Well, before the military, I was going to school. I was actually going to school to be a pilot.
With the high cost of flight lessons and school tuition, Airman Principe found it difficult to become a pilot.
The money ran out, and I kind of was in a rut. So I figured, what better way for me to finish my education and also stay close to a career field that I wanted, better than the Air Force.
But instead of controlling the plane from the inside, he now finds himself with even greater control of the plane from the outside.
Every day when you show up here, you come ready to work and you enjoy talking to planes, you enjoy that sense of accomplishment that you get when it comes time to leave, when your shift ends. Oh yeah, I saw him. And the next thing, you just want to get back to work the next day and do it all over again. It's one of those jobs that I can see myself doing for the rest of my life.
Senior Airman Nancy Kasberg, Osan Air Base, Korea.
At 10, clear to land.
Airman Principe hopes to work for the Federal Aviation Administration after the Air Force. Students from Jinmyung Girls High School are visiting Yongsan. Army Sergeant Sam De Leon keeps up with the group as they tour the installation for the first time.
Sung Nam Yoon, a teacher of Jinmyung Girls High School, and 20 of his students visit USAG Yongsan and tour the garrison.
In fact, I was here 20 years ago. When I was a college student, one of my close friends was KATUSA in Camp Koiner. One weekend he invited me this place, so I came here. I was really surprised there is an America in Central Seoul. So I want to show this place to my students too.
The tour kicks off with an orientation in the Oasis Garden at the Dragon Hill Lodge. The students also visit facilities such as the library, the exchange, and AFN as they experience a little bit of America.
What was very interesting is that they're just like a normal village. All the soldiers showed a very friendly and generous attitude toward us, and so generously they informed all about how the systems, including broadcasting systems or economical activities or even educational, those kind of systems are working in this place.
When I came here, I was very scared about the scale and also the impression about the military, but in this time I feel very fun because I know it is the people are very friendly in this USAG.
The tour lasted nearly an entire day. Army Sergeant Sam De Leon, Yongsan, Korea.
Organizations interested in supporting a tour like this can contact the USAG Yongsan Public Affairs Office. That was your Around the Peninsula for Thursday, August 22nd. From all of us at AFN, enjoy your evening.